What a weekend in D1A rugby. It took me a while to sort of get back from it. I was actually at one of the games, which was really fun. Several games, super close. What did we learn? Well, we learned that Arizona, UCLA, Central Washington, Cal Poly, even St. Mary's and Cal, and then even Penn State and Navy. All these teams are very close in a lot of ways, and a couple of surprises and almost upsets, maybe, and certainly a breakthrough result as well. So let's get to it. This video is brought to you by Next Phase Rugby, which is an app that allows high school rugby players to connect with college rugby programs around the country. Those programs can be school supported, club, all kinds of different ones. 450 are already on the app, and thousands of collegiate hopefuls are also on the app. Download the app if you're a college, or if you are a high school player looking for a college, go to nextphaserugby.com. There's a discount code for the premium level for high school players at the bottom of the screen. It's also brought to you by USA Rugby Foundation, which is an organization that supports grassroots rugby around the country, and your donation can help build this great game of ours. Also brought to you by Irish Rugby Tours. Touring is a great way to expose your players to the global nature of rugby. Go to Irish Rugby Tours. They don't just do Ireland, they do all kinds of different countries. Go to irishrugbytours.com. By Panther Rugby Academy, providing elite playing and training opportunities for players throughout the South and a more extended version of the South. Panther Rugby Academy, check them out. We're not going to look at all the highlights because we don't have time. So we're going to go through some these are highlights of highlights, really. Army finally got on the field. They played University of Guelph out of Canada, pretty close early on, and then Army started to pull away. They ended up winning 53-17. And what you're seeing from Army here is some adventure. They're playing out wide. They're using their talent, and their talent is that they can play fast. And then right up the middle, captain, flanker Elijah Magus goes in. That's a good try from the Black Knights. And really what you'll see through the phases that they run is sometimes their halfback can't keep up, or he's caught up in the ruck, whatever it is. A lot of players will step in. We actually saw Landon Duffy go in at scrum half on this next sequence, and that's going to set up a try for Nate Gould going up the middle. Really good showing at the beginning for Army. They've got some big games coming up as they build toward the playoffs. Lindenwood won well against Davenport. We'll start with a pretty good maul and just inching Davenport back, and then out wide they go. Fullback Brandon Mason just takes an angle, goes in at the corner. That's kind of how they roll. Moving the ball very nicely on this one as well. Krieg out to David Cathcart, who has had a good season for Lindenwood. And once again, we go on the outside backs. I think we have almost 3 tries featuring the outside back. So there's that one. Nifty move in the second half, too, from some misdirection. Mason right up the middle. You know, you said, hey, let's run that play. They ran that play. Wide pass to Bixby High School product, Carson Rice. And he's caught, he's stopped, but they are able to consolidate pretty well. And then Charlotte Tigers product, Edwin Van Heerden, now playing at number 8, was a lock. He can do both, finishes it off. 44-8 for Lindenwood. That was a good result after that loss to life. I think that's a really good bounce back for them. Our games do get closer, actually. Navy takes on Penn State after beating Cal, and guess what? It wasn't what some people might have predicted, which thought of a rollover. Very good maul from Navy. Their maul is generally good. This is a special one, is a really good one, coming from outside the 22, and it's just like march, march, march. Good baby steps, power, body height, all of that stuff is working well. Penn State, no answer to this one, and over go the midshipmen. Navy does very well to work through the phases here, and Navy does get over for another one. They start to build a lead, but Penn State, though, they don't back down at all. They get the restart here, nicely done, and they camp out in the Navy 22, and they inch their way closer, and eventually they get in for a try. It was very windy, and you can see in the background the trees are moving. That's why it's kind of a seasickness warning on some of these videos. that the camera, which is held up high, is moving back and forth. That's why it's a bit shaky. Navy does win this one, 29-26, but it is a really good showing from Penn State. Very impressive. Okay, Central Washington at UCLA. I was at this one. As you can see, in fact, in this action, there I am standing there taking pictures. If you want to hear a couple of pictures as well that I took, notice how amazingly adequate they are. They're okay. I'm very good at taking okay pictures. This game had everything. There were big shifts in momentum. There were fantastic tries. There was power in the middle. There were mistakes, big mistakes. Central Washington gave up, and UCLA, both of them gave up tries that they really wanted back. Look at Central Washington just working their way down. T.I. Vavau, the flanker, number 6, really featured a lot in the attack. And when they were brutal and when they were quick with the ball, Central Washington was very hard to stop. Dan McQuaid, Campbell Robb getting involved as well. They get over eventually on a maul off the line out from the penalty. UCLA, well, they were very effective, especially when they were playing out wide. Daniel Odejinmi, great little run there on the wing, and that's followed up exceptionally well by the forwards, Aspion Ross, the prop, Sam McMillan, the hooker, and featured really big, number 5, Will Sherman. I think he had a very, very good game, and he's going to score the try here to answer. And this, seriously, this game's going back and forth. It's the biggest lead maybe was, I think, 24-14 for UCLA, and Central Washington scored right after that. Good work also from scrum half Andrew McCarthy for UCLA, because when they were moving quickly, I mean, he was right there. Another good try from UCLA, Sergio Roquia and Logan Turner combine. Turner goes over, number 8. He was pretty fantastic as well. Big try from Central Washington. They work it down again, patient, strong, brutal up the middle. Rob goes over. I believe that was Rob finishing that one off. UCLA wanted the post. They weren't getting it. They weren't getting that call. So that was a crucial one, because that made it 40-36. And then UCLA scored 41-40. And this is the key one at the end. Treacy scores in the corner. We didn't see an awful lot for Oscar Treacy, but he was involved. And then he scores the game winner in the end. Great game. So much fun. And what we found out was both these teams are very good. Both of these teams can do a lot of things, and both of these teams are probably kicking themselves.
This game kind of was more than just a regular rugby game for us. Last spring winter, our team sponsored a young boy named Dylan who was going through cancer, bone cancer in his ribs. He's Ned now, so no evidence of disease, and we just decided, let's celebrate him and have a little game. So Team Impact, the group that helped us join, he's the one that got us sponsored with him. That's great. Went and sponsored these jerseys, and we're raffling it for their program right now, that they're kind of running a little cancer research program. So all the proceeds from the jerseys that we sell go to help support them.
These are Star Wars jerseys. So
yeah,
you
can tell.
You got your lightsaber there,
yeah.
And and that's super cool. That's great.
And he designed them himself. So.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those games, 47 points is quite a bit, but 41's just not good enough in our books. I mean, it's a messy game, and we came into it knowing it was a messy game, and we just had to ride momentum cycles and attack when it was ours, and really dig deep when it was theirs.
Arizona, they had that close loss against St. Mary's. Then they had that close loss against UCLA, and it's like they feel like they're better than that. They really do. And then they played BYU, and they beat them 32-22. BYU led 15-5 in the first half, and I think they would have liked more there. They should have kicked their conversions. They didn't. It was very windy, but you needed those extras. They didn't have them. Arizona, and then really within striking distance. You score a try there, you make it 15-12, and then, hey, game on. And that's pretty much what happened in the second half.
Saxon Gerstle, and it intercepted. Poor pass there from Saxon Gerstle. That BYU defender was all over it. Pick and go again to the right side, and they're in the try zone, and they get the try. The break they're looking for. Big carry there, not held to the referee, so he'll keep moving. That ruck getting very messy. That's a key when defending the pick and jam, drive it back in towards the ruck, make that ball messy. And another big carry, and BYU is in for another try. Arizona needs an Ance Thompson, and they do get back to the ball, and great platform here, and they got this one moving forward. Again, they need to be patient here. BYU is going to stop that initial surge. It's where you might be able to peel it off to the side and rebuild another ball, but instead that ball comes out to Ted Champion. Thinks about the pass, takes it himself, shows out a couple defenders, thinks about the pass again, and instead he's just going to dot it down. Pushed by Arizona. That scrum collapses, play on, says the referee, because that ball is available. The ball comes out to Saxon Gerstle. Finds Nick Morgan with a great carry, and the freshman might be in, and he's in for a try.
They got this young wing we featured actually last week, Nick Morgan, got a lot more playing time. He started this time, and good set move off the scrum. It's a fantastic finish. Arizona beats BYU, big one. And then finally, on Sunday, we saw St. Mary's against Cal Poly. This game is essentially for the California Conference Championship. And St. Mary's did win it, but it was 43-38. St. Mary's was in control early. We've seen this before. John Wilson, good power running prop. He moves pretty well and nicely goes into score. Ollie Klein was back on the field for St. Mary's. That was good because he had been injured earlier. Nice grubber there for Aisake Tukuafu to go and chase that one down. Scrum, big launching pad for St. Mary's. It usually is. This game especially, out to Tukuafu again. He scores again. So a big lead for St. Mary's, but Cal Poly starts to come back. First of all, Kobe Baker has had a great year for Cal Poly. He steps, nice little side step. It's actually a pretty good team try, everybody getting involved in that one. But Baker going in to score. And then look at the high ball of Baker sends excellent chase from Cal Poly. Big hit. Fullback Julian De Raffaele goes in and touches it down. That's... Now we've got a good ball game on our hands. St. Mary's is in real danger at this point, in fact, and at this point they're up 38-35, and they're bashing it really well. Wilson again heavily involved, out to Don Bisag, great offload to Cathal Coakley, who had a great season, and then they set up Adelia CE into the corner, and look at that finish. Really, finally, I mean, the second half was not great for St. Mary's, and that was a good finish for them. It ended up 40. That makes it 43-35. Cal Poly they opted for shots at goal and missed a couple. Baker, who's been great kicking goals all season, missed a couple. He was off on, I believe, a blood sub, and they used, I think, Nico Domini to kick a long-range penalty goal to make it 43-38. Why did they do that? Well, two reasons. Number one, they were looking for the comeback. Like, look, we get that penalty. Now we're within a try. So then let's go and let's just hit for the try. But if you spend all your time trying to get that try when you have to score twice, you could run out of time. You kick off with 1 second left, you still can potentially keep the game rolling. So that's one of the things. The other thing is they get within a close loss bonus point. They get 2 bonus points out of this. That's important if they want to make sure that they finish second in the California Conference. They will be playing UC Santa Barbara, who's their main rival for that position, this coming weekend. So, I mean, like, what happens if they tie? Well, Cal Poly would probably have the bonus points on them. So that was wasn't that great? I mean, just so many close games, and that's what we want to see. I don't know who's going to win this championship. I don't know who's going to make the final. I don't know who's going to make the semifinals. It's just so close. This week, life at Arkansas State. Big one for Arkansas State. Really haven't seen a lot of them this winter, spring. Arizona at Army. Big one for Army in their build-up, but Arizona really testing themselves. Cal at BYU. UC Santa Barbara at Cal Poly, like I said, that's the battle for second in the California Conference. Finally, St. Mary's at UCLA. UCLA will want to shore up their defense a little bit. And one of the things, momentum, it's both of the teams, they gained momentum, they lost momentum. And they switched on and then they switched off a little bit. And that's really important. I think coaches will want their players to be switched on for 80 minutes. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for I'm using non-D1A balls today. So I finally got my Fear Rugby ball pumped up. That was good. And thanks to Josh and Veronica at Thunder Rugby for that one over the weekend. Love it. We'll see you next time.